Good evening, greetings, and salutations. This is Passionate Bliss, and I am here with my latest check in. And this time, what I'm interested in talking about is the Crisean and Blueface saga. Because to me, the main story is about Crisean and Blueface. I locked in with them several years ago when it hit the media that Blueface had Crisean beat up his mother and sister. At which point, I actually was on. Actually, I was not on anybody's side in that because that was just poorly handled business. Um, Blueface has anger issues directed at his mother's. I have certain suspicions about that. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what my suspicion is. My suspicion is that while Carlissa was out tracing her dreams of trying to be a celebrity herself, in which she failed, I believe that she left her son unattended. I believe that he felt abandoned by her. I actually believe, with no proof and no evidence, I believe that somebody molested him. He appears to struggle with homosexual tendencies. All the women that is close to him have mentioned this about him. They do talk about his sexual tendencies. And I believe that he battles with that because of that. And I believe that he blames his mother for it, that it happened to him when she should have been caring for him and not dropping him off. A couple of things make me think that. His obsession with his new current live-in girlfriend who just had a baby with him. He had an obsession. His only rule for her is to never leave his son alone with another man. Period. To the point that he will leave her if he finds out she's done this. He will leave her if she's cheated, of course. And so I feel like he's struggling with that. And he blames his mother for that. However, he knows in his heart of hearts that it's really not her fault that somebody did that to him. It's the person who did that to him. If in fact that's true, and I believe it's true. My spidey senses tell me so, and you may or may not know that I consider myself the oracle. I'm very rarely wrong in my predictions and my suspicions. But I believe that's the crux of his vitriol that he has toward his mother. However, one thing that Crisean and even Nevaeh and a lot of these other women that he gets involved with, he'll call his mother the B word. He'll say F her, And I've seen Crisean say he hates you. And this, that, and the other. He does not hate his mother. He loves his mother. His mother is on his team, and he knows that. His mother is a very powerful woman. He knows that. She's a smart woman. He knows that. She is one of his biggest assets. He knows that. When he was in jail for 2 years, that woman single-handedly kept his name in the media. The internet was waiting for him to get out of jail for 2 years. And now he's got it lit up. It's on fire. His friend put him onto streaming, and he's killing it. Because he was always doing this circus show in his personal life. He just was doing it for, regular footage, like on YouTube money or Instagram money or, X money. What few brand deals he would get, like Fashion Nova. Fashion Nova will give anybody a brand deal. And so... But he was always doing this. For years he's been doing it. Even he had Blues Girls Club that was on the network that they have all the freaks on. What's that network they have all the freaks on? That they pay the women, and the women go over there and get paid to do, nasty stuff over there. What's that channel? Y'all know what it is I'm talking about. It's the app. People don't talk about it as much now as they used to. But he was on that app, and you had to play on that app to go and watch him. And he had his show that he produced, Blues Girl Club, and that's how he met Crisean. And while she was on the show, and she won the show that year, and he made her a rap star. He produced her rap music, and some of it got really popular. Her most popular song was "I Survive All the Time" with him. And so they became a couple. Then they went on to Zeus and had a reality TV show on Zeus called Crisean Love, during one of the seasons of which she got pregnant and had a baby. They tested it, said it was his. There's been some discrepancy whether or not it really is his baby. So it's been a reality TV show, and now he's finally the one producing it himself. And It's called The Circus. The internet named it The Circus because it's been a circus for quite some time. Main characters being Blueface. He was a rapper, had a hit. Bust Down Tatiana is the only one I'm aware of. In my opinion, he's not a good rapper. However, he became a popular rapper. Cardi B did a feature for him, on the remix and everything. And so, he went platinum, etc., etc., all the accolades. And he stopped rapping and he began with his reality show, Self-Produced Blues Girls Club. And then, made several self-produced, albums after that, streaming. He's been making his money, and also with his reality show that he's been producing himself. And so he went to jail for 2 years. That was concerning Crisean. It started with a fight that he got in with her in Vegas, and he ended up going to jail. She's gone to jail. The baby was born with special needs that they had. Primarily, it is suspected because she drank and did drugs the whole time she was pregnant. And so that's pretty much their background of their story. But they were, in reality, crazy in love. It was very volatile. There was violence. There was cheating. There was drinking. There was drugs. There was, there was rap music. There was rap videos. There were award shows. All of it, And so now he's gotten out of jail. His friend, who was a popular streamer, who had the baby with Halle Bailey, put him on to streaming. And coincidentally, he's now beating that guy's numbers. He's one of the top streamers on Twitch, and now he's on Kick. They put him off of Twitch, and now he's on Kick. But he's making $100,000 a week now streaming, and it's toxic, but it's like a train wreck that you can't look away from. And honestly, that's the only thing I'm interested in right now. So that's the only thing I'm recording on right now. I'm going to finish up my coverage of Married at First Sight and maybe The Real Housewives. But this right now is the only thing I'm really interested in because I'm locked in with his show that he's producing. He now has a new girl because Crisean left him to go on a spiritual journey where she became saved. She started doing gospel music. She said she no longer is into secular music, and she's having a walk with God, and she's really into that. And when she left him, she was on her own. She was at one point homeless, going from guy to guy, and waiting for him to get out of jail. And when he got out of jail, he became abusive to her once again. She said, "This is not love. I'm not doing this with you anymore." And she finally packed up and left him. And she stayed away from him for months, all the while into her religion, made more than one very popular religious rap, gospel rap. And so that was going to be her lane. And she was homeless at one point, and then she got into boxing, and that pulled her out of homelessness. I'll be honest with you, I paid the money to stream her fight. I watched her fight. She won her fight. I paid to watch her because it was her that I began to like. Blueface is a damaged person. In my opinion, he's like Darth Vader. There's a little bit of good in him, but he's mostly Darth Vader. These people who become celebrities like to excuse their behavior by saying, "Oh, it's an alternate persona." And Crisean is convinced that Jonathan Porter, which is his real name, is somebody different from Blueface. I'm here for Jonathan Porter. And in my opinion, Jonathan Porter is Anakin Skywalker, and Blueface is Darth Vader. And she's the only one who can see, I know there's good in him. She sees the good in him, and she wants to save the good in him. And just because there's a little bit of good in Darth Vader, that don't mean he ain't Darth Vader. And I think Crisean has yet to see that Blueface is more Blueface than he is Jonathan Porter. And I think that the guy she sees as Jonathan Porter is just the love bombing. I believe he's a narcissist, and I believe he's a sociopath, and I believe that he love bombs her when it's convenient for him. He's using her for money. She has the it factor. She has star power, star quality. She attracts people to her. She has a childlike innocence to her. She comes from a drug addicted mother, an abusive background, a lot of physical abuse, a lot of sexual abuse. She's a fighter. She's a survivor, and she has managed to survive. So I am rooting for Crisean. Blueface, I believe he's more Darth Vader than he is Anakin Skywalker. He's more the bad guy than he is the good guy. I see little tiny good sweet moments, but I also think that it's love bombing of a narcissist. And I think a part of him is bothered by the fact that he's hated this way. That he's become America's most hated because he's verbally abusive. He degrades these women. He is basically a pimp who's not requiring them to have sex. He makes money off of women currently. His whole reality TV show that he's self-producing on this streaming app, he's pimping the women. Currently, his main pimps, he meant for his main clown in the circus to be Crisean, but Crisean wants real love. I believe that she really loves him. She came to him looking for a come up to try to get famous. He gave that to her. She took it and she ran with it because she has talent. She's an athlete. She's always been a track star from high school on. She's always been an athlete. And so when she got into boxing, she rekindled the athlete in her. So she's very serious about the boxing. And she was doing really well on her gospel kick, getting her boxing career started. She won her first fight. I paid the $20 to stream it. It won but $20. So I paid to see it. She won it. So she's riding the high. According to her, she made $1 million off of it. Record views for the streaming because she's got a very good manager who is the ex-wife of Blueface's manager. And when she's with that manager, she's on her goals. And I feel like she's moving that way. And I think that her rekindling with Blueface is her last-ditch effort to try to have something real with him. And she said that in a text message that she read to us. I might play some of this footage that I'm talking about so you guys can have an idea what I'm talking about. And so, you know, they're everywhere, all over the internet right now. Blueface owns the internet right now. And so this, I believe, is her last-ditch effort to appeal to the good in him and to have them choose one another in a healthy way. However, he is not healthy. He is toxic. He loves the toxicity. He loves the degeneracy. He loves indulging his sexual appetites. He loves taking the drugs, in my opinion. These are all my opinions. He loves the lifestyle. I believe eventually if they stay together, one of them is going to end up deceased, and I believe it's going to be him. I think he's going to OD. I noticed that when she's been back with him recently, she started back on the drinking. Sometimes she acts like she's high, but also I suspect that she's bipolar. She's often manic. I think the Blueface is also bipolar. He's often manic, but he's just more soft-spoken with it. But, you know, she wants to save him. He doesn't want to be saved. She's trying to convince him to go with her on this spiritual journey to Jerusalem and then come back and set up a boxing because he boxes as well. He's not been serious about it because he's too busy whoring and drinking and drugging. But I saw him sober do a little boxing and he did pretty good, you know. But the thing is that he wants the old her back who was drinking and doing drugs and may have possibly led to her child having disabilities. He displays a lot of characteristics of fetal alcohol syndrome. And I believe she carries a lot of guilt about that. And I believe she's trying to, well, that's going to be her penance for life because he's going to always have to be cared for by her. And so, you know, I don't beat her up for that because I think that because her mother was an addict and she had all those children, I think she's one of 11 that her mother had while she was an addict. And because they all came out okay, I believe that she thought she could drink and do drugs and her baby was going to be okay. She did not believe the people who told her that baby is going to be damaged. And he did come out with deficits that we all suspect is fetal alcohol related. And so she's trying to save her family with him. She claims he's the father. That's in question. Even though there's a paternity test on record that says Blueface is the father, he denies it. But he still wants access to her. And so he does spend time with her and the child. He films it on his reality show. I'm not paying the money. I watch the clips on YouTube like everybody else. I'm not paying the money to watch that foolishness. I ain't gonna pay for drama now. I'll watch it if it's free, but I ain't gonna pay for it. So anyway, that's really the only thing I'm interested in talking about right now. This video is 15 minutes. I'm gonna cut it off. But anyway, I'll play some footage so you'll kind of see. But I do keep up with the clips, and the people that stream them on YouTube, I watch them. It's a poop show. It's an ish show, but it's like a train wreck again that you can't look away from. So I'm going to be covering it because it's an ongoing show, and I'm going to cover it because it's the only one I'm really interested in, the way I was interested in Love Island. And so I'm going to go from there. So that's what I'm going to be covering right now. The newest character that people are talking about that Blueface brought to the circus is his current living girlfriend, who just had a beautiful baby. The baby looks just like him. They're questioning the paternity on that one because 3 men came out and said they might be the daddy. And so they just did a swab on the baby that she sent off. So those results will be back soon. I feel like they're going to be inconclusive because she did it the baby's 2nd day of birth. Those skin cells in that baby's mouth, I doubt are mature enough to establish paternity. You have to wait a few months for the baby to have some real developed cells. So I feel like it's going to come back inconclusive. But the baby looks just like him. And so I feel like it is his baby. But I've seen it on paternity court where the baby looks just like the man, and it is not that man baby. So we really don't know. But anyway, we'll see how it comes out. But anyway, this new girl she's the most disgusting thing that I've seen in a while. Primarily because she has called Crisean's baby the R word, retarded. She's called the baby dumb. And she has called Crisean the baby disabler. And so finally Crisean showed up at her door and knocked on the door. And she got scared. And then Crisean came to her baby shower, the after party, and took Blueface and left her at the after party. And she took Blueface and went off with him for the weekend. And he stayed with her the rest of the weekend. So it's a real crap show, and everybody is, I see even the white people is commenting on it now. And so I'm gonna follow it, and I'm gonna update you and let you know what's going on. So right now I feel like what's happening is Blue is has his own program. He wants Crisean, the old Crisean, back on the program, the one that was fighting, that would beat up his mother and his sister on command. And just this past weekend when she was with him, she ends up in a fight. She's now a professional boxer. She has a license. And when she was out with him, some woman walks up on her and hits her. So, of course, it was self-defense. So she's not in any trouble for fighting outside of the ring because it was self-defense. Crisean beat the brakes off that girl. She threw that woman up under a car. She slammed the woman into the car and beat her down up under the car. And the last thing I saw was Blueface kicking the girl in the head at the end of the fight. See, that's what he wants. He wants that Crisean back. But she's trying to be somebody new. And I think she is going to move forward and be successful because she really likes the boxing. But she's trying to reach back and bring him with her because she still loves him. People refer to them as Bobby and Whitney. And that's actually what they give me. They do give Bobby and Whitney. You can see that they could be such a force together because they're both talented and they both have that it factor and they're both entertaining to watch. And honestly, he looks happiest to me when he's with her. Honestly, just watching him. This new girl, he acts like he really can't even stand her. He acts like he doesn't like her. I actually think he's trying to run her out of his house because she moved in and parked in there with this baby. And he's told her to go home more than once. And she won't go home. She's staying there. And I think he doesn't want to look like that dirty of a dog to kick out a pregnant woman because she just had a baby 2 days ago. And he's in love with the baby, so he ain't really trying to move her out now because he's still in love with the baby. The baby's so cute. But I think he does not like this lady. But also, I believe that he wants to have 2 different women. He's already told these women, he told them from the start, he said, any woman that is with me and think that I'm not sleeping with other women is high off dick and balls. So he's not lied to any of these women that he's playing and that he's pimping. He's not lied to any of them. That's the only thing I can respect about him. He don't lie to nobody. He's told them all the truth every step of the way. And he treats them all like dirt. And he says that. I treat them all the same. So, but behind the scenes, he's love bombing them. And so they don't really believe what we are seeing is true. He does not like the girl that he's with. He really wants her out of his house. But not right now because he's in love with that baby. But we'll see how that look a few months from now. I think who he really wants is Crisean, but he wants the old Crisean back. I can tell you right now, she's trying to get him to go to Jerusalem with her. He's not going to Jerusalem with her. He's not going with her. She wants him to go to Jerusalem with her, have a spiritual journey with her, and then come back and the two of them have like a boxing camp and a lock-in and stream it live. Excellent idea. And he says right now, well, we'll see what happens when you get back. We'll see what happens after your fight. We'll see what happens. He's basically stalling her because he wants to use her for views. He's not going to get on her program. He wants her on his program. He just put out a song called No Hoe is Bigger Than the Program. The song is catchy. I like it. I ain't going to stream it, but I do like the song. So, we'll see how it goes. Right now, he's training. This girl that's living with him now, she's lazy. She got a smart mouth. She's got a nasty mouth. She's talked about his son. Crisean came and knocked on her door and told her that she was, not in that moment, but she told her, I want to invite you to sign this NDA so we can have this friendly fade because you're too comfortable talking about my son. You're too comfortable popping it about me. That girl ain't talked about Crisean since. When Crisean knocked on that door, she slammed the door shut. She ain't talked about Crisean since. And that same night that Crisean knocked on her door is the night that she beat up that girl outside in the street and threw her up under a car. She don't want none of that. She said, well, maybe I have been telling the truth too often or too much. She ain't said word one about Crisean ever since. She was popping it the whole pregnancy. When I drop this baby, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. She threatening to fight Blueface first baby mama. But after she done had that baby and she saw Crisean throw that girl up under a car, she ain't talked about fighting nobody since. I'm over that. I'm a new mom. I have a toddler and a newborn. It's a new story. After Crisean knocked on her door and later that same night, Crisean threw a woman up under a car and slammed the lady into the car, and Blueface kicked the lady in the head. And so we'll see how it goes. So that's where they are right now in this story, and I'm going to be covering it. Okay? Let me know what you think below. Are you team Crisean? Are you team Nevaeh? Nevaeh is the girl who had the baby. Nevaeh is heaven spelled backwards. You know, she just had the baby. And the side note, this girl Nevaeh, she's been a side piece. She's been a side chick to Blueface for 5 years. He's known her for 5 years. So that means that she was a side chick when he was with Jaden, his baby mama that he had the 2 kids with, his high school sweetheart. He was with her for 10 years. 10 years. Crisean broke them up. And he's gone back and forth to her. But before he went to jail, he was with Crisean. And he was with Crisean for the first year he was in jail. And she dumped him in the second year when she found out he was still cheating on her from jail. And she dumped him while he was in jail. Paying all his bills for that first year, putting money on his books, all of that. Then she dumped him after that, the first year. He came out on some vengeful get back and started fighting her. And that's when she and him broke up and Crisean left out of his house. And Nevaeh, the one that got pregnant immediately afterwards, she moved in. If Crisean hadn't left, this current girl wouldn't even be there if Crisean hadn't left. But Crisean was not going to continue the abusive cycle they had before. And that's when she separated. She did the religion, then she started boxing. But she's for some reason allowed him back in. She did good a long time denying him access to her and her child. But she's let him back in recently. She showed up back in the circus again, trying to save him. But this is a waste of time. He's not going to come back on her. He's not going to get on her program. And I believe that she is going to be strong enough not to go back on his because it's toxic. So we'll see how it goes. Let me know what you think below. Are you team Blueface? Are you team Crisean? Are you team Nevaeh? And he has a host of other hoes that he still sees on the side. When he was in jail and he got mad, Crisean dumped him. He said, I'm going to acknowledge all the women I mess with. Holla out if you were messing with Blueface. 7 women came out the woodwork and said they was all messing with him. That was a shock to Crisean and a shock to Jaden, his baby mama, who was still also trying to support him in jail. And they all dropped him in jail, except the side pieces. And the one side piece that was named Angela, who was his first high school girlfriend before Jaden stole her from her. That's the one that was paying his bills when he was in jail. He got out of jail and dumped her immediately. Well, he was so ridiculous that she dumped him. But he says he paid her back all her money that she gave him while he was in jail, which I do believe, actually. Because she still messed with him. But she's more quiet. She stays in the background. But I believe she still messed with him. But he was messing with 7 women at a time. And he keeps them on rotation, and he's honest about it. He just introduced a new one this week. She's even more ghetto than Crisean. She's more ghetto than Crisean ever was. He's never going to put her in the house. They all trying to get put on by him. Because even though he's left Jaden, his first one with the 2 kids, the baby mama from high school, she has started a streaming show now. She's making plenty of money streaming off of his name. Crisean also has become popular off of his name. She's not putting him on child support. That's what this one that's in the house now, that's what she wants. She told his mama that. I would be forever grateful if he put me on and do for me what he did for those other 2. I'll be grateful. I don't believe she loves him. I believe she's using him. I believe she wanted to have a check baby. There's another girl that's pregnant by him now too, Rila. She's the only one that looks black. The others all look biracial. Because he got a type. He's completely ignoring that black one, but his mama liked that black one. And so there's a lot more to come with his show, so I'm going to cover it. Anyway, this video is way too long, and I'm going to get off. I might put some clips in and let the clips play so you can see. But I'm Team Crisean, just so you know. And I can't stand this new one that lives with him. She's entitled. She's disrespectful. She's an 8th grade dropout. So she's ignorant and uneducated. She seems like she's slow. She actually thinks he loves her. But I don't think she loves him. I think she's just using him. And I think he's using her. He said he was. He said she's using me, so I'm going to use her. He said that on a hot mic at her baby shower. At the baby shower that Crisean took him from. He left her at the baby shower and left with Crisean. And was gone for the whole rest of the weekend. And then she went into labor. And had this new baby 2 days ago. So anyway, that's where it is. And we're going to go for there. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know whose team you're on, who you're rooting for. Who's the good guy, who's the villain, who's the hero. I'm rooting for Crisean to get out from under this and move on past it. With that being said, y'all have sweet dreams. Wait to find them real.